Nikipata mzuri nitawaambia, nikipata mwingine mbaya nitawaambia nimemvuta. I will do this until I just find a good match for all of us, somebody who understands us, somebody we can gel well with. Tutaniona aje, like I can't keep maids ama, and I'm not compromising. So it's just like no, red flag. And all these inconsistencies, uongo mingi, and haujui kudanganya, I still find out, and it's in a span of less than a week. Now even if I hire 50 ni sawa, until I just get.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Something's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say.
Shared with you guys my experience and my story. I hope you learn a thing or two. So my recent nanny drama, I don't know why I keep attracting people who are just dramatic. Anyway, so after I got that girl who left me like komata after 1 week, she gave me a notice like today na kesho anasema babake alipiga akasema ameshapata fees arudi nyumbani. It wasn't even making sense cause she had said the intake is in May, and I asked her, so you said you're supposed to join May, mtakuwa mmepata fees. Akasema no, hiyo shule unaingianga tu saa yote. And I was like, me, I'm not going to fight it or try to convince her sijui nini. You're a grown up, you just go. And she went, and the next day she was calling me, and I didn't pick up because what business do you have with me? I already paid your money, your money, the one you calculated. And I was like, okay. Hadi nilimwambia enda poa, usome vizuri na Mungu akujalie. Of course, I was a little bit hurt after I knew the whole later shenanigans that happened. Kumbe akuenda. It's just sad. I don't know if pia ni poko unaongea na wazazi wao cause some they do these things, and even those people who authorize them living from their homes, hawajui what they're up to. Some are just young and naive, and they're having these guys who are confusing them and all that. Anyway, so let's come back to my recent nanny drama. I don't know why I keep attracting these people who are just dramatic and bringing drama to my home. Anyway, so after my first nanny this year, so I told you guys that I had a nanny who stayed with us for less than a week during January. I was so excited, so happy because she was so good with the baby, and Tam liked her. I was so happy, and I was like thanking God and telling him, wow, finally you've remembered me. And I was so happy, and it was just too early for me to speak about it. And then nanny kaachwa, so I decided not to hire another nanny. Not that I was like heartbroken, but I was like, mi nimechoka, nani kila saa, me, I'm not lucky. So I decided to take another break. So when I took a break, that was in January, I stayed without a live-in nanny. So I looked for like mama wafua too, like they used to come clean the clothes, and when they're cleaning the clothes that day, they do the general cleaning ya nyumba. But I used to do everything. I used to wash. You guys know that I've been doing everything. I've been raising Tam since then. Okay, since the beginning of time, Tam and I ride or die. So I've been doing everything, taking care of my son, doing the chores, cooking, and I love it. And I used to enjoy it kabisa. I used to wake up at 7 a.m. and I used to have productive days. Actually, this work is not that challenging for me, speaking for myself, because nikishajipanga, when I wake up at 7, it really works for me. I have time to even do my own things when Tam is sleeping. But when I miss my schedule and wake up even 1 hour later, it always gets to me, and I feel like I'm overwhelmed, and I start feeling depressed and stressed and overwhelmed and everything. And so I decided it's not good for me. Why am I even like stressing myself and killing myself with work? Let me just give it another shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Ni sawa, I move on. Like, I have friends who are older than me, and I have babes, workmates, colleagues, stroke business partners, stroke women who are much older than me. I have one, I won't say her name. I like her. She's really helped me in this journey, and she's had more than 10 nannies in like less than 2 years. From last year tangu mimi nianze kuhaya, and she was like telling me, you don't beat yourself up, it's not about you, it's them. You don't have that mentality yenye unajipiga, like you're like questioning yourself, am I the one who has a problem, am I the problem? Because mimi, honestly speaking, you know, when you're like a good person, I've seen my kindness being taken for granted from all these like living nannies that I've had, and the day bags. Generally, I'm a kind person, and most of them, you just see the need in them. Like maybe they don't have clothes, I have a million clothes, I give them clothes, I do for them things I'm not supposed to be doing for them, and I like it, I'm not complaining, but still I still end up being hurt, and it really used to get to me then, but this year it hasn't. Actually, my last nanny who like got to me kidogo was my day bag. She was called Rosie. She was just perfect. She was so good, and I was praying to God for forever with her, even though I didn't see her other side when it comes to taking care of Tam Tam, because I used to do that. I just wanted her to clean me. Actually, when you just clean the house, you give me a clean house, I can do anything you want. I can cook, I can clean the utensils and all that. So yeah, my recent nanny drama, let me just cut to the chase, cause nimeonyeshwa mambo. Anyway, so I had this it's not even a month hasn't passed yet. In the beginning of, I think last month, a week before Easter, I was actively looking for a nanny. So babe's relative, well, they're not that related, but yeah, so from babe's side, we have this lady who helped us get Faith, my second nanny. So I never wanted to use her again, like getting a nanny, but I was like, I didn't have any option, because all the other places I was looking for a nanny, from mom's side, from Masaini, from Kambani, they were just so hard to get, hawakukua. So I ended up like settling on her, and I was like, what? I just have to, because sina option, and I feel like things are becoming too much for me, and also want to go back to work. So I just had to like settle, and I knew with her I'll just get one ASAP. Uko ni rahisi kupatikana, and that happened. In a day we got another nanny. But funny thing, there's a backstory to this story. So a babe called me and told me that we've gotten a nanny, and I asked him, sorry, from where, who is she, and all that. So babe sent me the number, and he told me that the nanny is in Nairobi, ati alikuwa ameenda kufanya huko kazi. I took the number and called the lady. So when I called the lady, I asked her, sasa hapo, the normal things. I got to know the name, the age, and all that, and she was sounding very desperate, and she was like, she came here to work on Saturday. She traveled on Friday, and I remember very well it was on a Monday, and she was saying that amefukuzwa, and the lady who she had traveled to work for chased her away, until she didn't even let her get into the house, because she didn't have any documents. The lady needed documents, ID, and all that, and apparently she didn't have. I don't get why she will travel all the way from Vihiga to Nairobi without the basics. I didn't get that. I honestly didn't. And this people lie a lot. So that's why I'm telling you guys, it's very, very important to ask for the previous employer's number if you can. Because from there, if somebody who is honest and is very real about why they left, of course not many will agree to you having their number, their previous employer's number, because you'll get to know them like a little deeper, which is good for you, because yeah, for safety and everything, because you're inviting a stranger, you might as well get another person's insight, somebody who had lived with them, because you might not know of their weird behaviors, maybe theft, maybe, you know, these things happen. So I sympathized with her, and I was like, how don't you have an ID? But she was crying there. I don't know how to explain it. She was very desperate, and she was like telling me hata hana mahali pa kulala hiyo siku. And I called babe. I told her, wait a minute, I communicate with my husband and know the way forward. So I called babe and told him that Mimi, I don't want her. Why will the other woman not want her? So why am I like accepting her? And I make sense. I don't feel right about this. I don't think she's the match. So I told that to babe, and babe was like, no, I know her. Auntie Nanny Senge, Josephine knows her. She's just a neighbor, and for us, we shouldn't be that worried. And I was like very skeptical about it. So babe also called my mom-in-law. So yeah, so they had a conference call, and the lady was just so loud. She didn't know it was a conference call, and mom ended up talking because she just sounded rude and very, very, I don't know, arrogant on the call. Imagine. And ujue bado hajafika hapa. Hizi ni vitu zenye beba wananipigia kiniambia mchana. But sa mimi, I'm like, okay, maybe she's so stranded, and maybe this is God's way of connecting me to my good nanny, because people meet in unexpected ways. So I told her, okay, then how venye ndakusaidia, okay, basi unaweza kuja. She was very desperate for a job, and she didn't have a place to stay in Nairobi, so she begged me for fare. She said she didn't have any money on her, so I sent her the money. After sending her the money, she told me she's coming immediately. I sent her the money at around 3, and by 9 p.m. she was here. So I went to pick her from the gate. I paid the motorbike guy, and we came inside. So that day I was not feeling well. I had a bad headache. So even the interview, I was just like not so deep, but I just wanted to know the basics, the name, the age, all those things. The protocol. I was just following the protocol. If you guys don't know, I've done a video on what questions to ask when you're hiring a nanny. I'll link it below. It's very important, it's very insightful, and personally I do follow it, and I do try to follow like everything, because you can take chances for your safety and all that. So it's very important. So when I was interrogating her, as in her energy, she was just talking badly about her previous employment, and she was lying a lot. And this ata ulikuwa unakuja kujua like day after day another new lie or something. She says something that is not adding up to what she said the previous day. So I asked her the first day, what's your name? She told me and all that, but Hannah ID, so I can't even like be sure if this is her real name. Not to worry, because I also have that Senge that I can call and ask. But the age and all that, you can't be so sure. Because when I asked auntie, she said that she's around 22. When I asked the lady, she said she's 29. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's true she's 29. Maybe it's not true. So the ID is very important. It's a very important document, a very key document when you're hiring any person. And I've never known like... Anyway, so I asked her, so how many times have you worked this job? Do you have any experience? And she told me she's never worked. She's never been a nanny before. This is her first time. No, the first time she was going to be a nanny, to become a nanny or to do this house help job, is when the job that she just left from Nairobi, but she didn't do it because apparently the woman didn't even open the door. She asked for the ID when she was standing outside the gate. Who does that? I've never seen that. I think that's a lie, because how do you interrogate somebody? Okay, maybe the woman is so ruthless or so strict, I don't know, but does it add up to you? Does it make sense to you? Because she told me the first job she was supposed to do was unfortunately that one that had backfired, because the woman wanted the documents but she didn't have the documents, so she threw her out. But who interrogates another person when they're out of the door? That's rude, Ama. It doesn't add up, right? So I was like, I even asked, nani anakuuliza hivyo? But I was just sympathetic because I don't know the truth. So the next thing I asked her that I came to know that it's a lie. It's just a lot of things. I even asked her that day, do you love babies? Akacheka. Mimi. And she never interacted with Tam Tam that day. And Tam Tam was there. She was not even interested. And I was like, I I didn't get the same vibe I got from Faith. And these things, they do add up. So I was like, let me just cut her some slack. Maybe she's so tired. Tomorrow nitaona vizuri. I'll just see how she interacts, or how comfortable she makes Tam Tam to be able to like go and like, you know, Tam Tam is now a toddler. He's just everywhere. He'll be excited when he sees somebody, or even as time goes by, get used to another person. But that never happened. She stayed with us for a week, and Tam Tam was never interested with her. She was always shouting. She was always loud on phone, which scared Tam Tam. And one day it also scared me. I think the next day when I was showing her how to make tea, and again her mind was just all over the place. One day I showed her how to make tea, and Tam Tam was really insisting on being there. So already the tea ilikuwa imesha, I just like ilikuwa imeshaiva, so I just like reduced the heat to the lowest, and I was just letting the ingredients, the spices, to simmer. And I told her, look after the tea, I'll be back. So Tam Tam insisted to be there, and she said ashanikae na yeye. Guess what? I go back to the kitchen. The tea is on the gas, and the lady has locked the kitchen door, the balcony door behind her. She's gone out kwa balcony to receive call, and she's shouting, arguing, and Tam Tam is in the kitchen. She left Tam Tam in the kitchen alone. If you have to receive a call, take care of my son. Tam Tam is now like playing with the gas. He's now anavuruta. I was just like, no. And I corrected her. As in, her mind was just all over the place. Another incident, we've just stayed with her 1 week, and the things you tell her, she just used to repeatedly do them the wrong way, like these small things when it comes to taking Tam Tam. That's why I'm saying it's a red flag to me when I see you not concentrating on the things that are a priority to me. Because what is of priority to me now is Tam Tam being taken well care of. Yeah. So everything that concerns Tam Tam, you have to be A1. So another day, or I don't know if it's the same day, I just have 3 incidents that she did, and they just like threw me off. Like I was like, no, this one I don't want her. The next time she was alikuwa anafua, akatoka nje. I know these things seem petty to some of you, but to me they're very, very important. Yeah. So the next day she was going to alikuwa anaenda kuanika nguo. So our hanging lines were injured. So she went. We live on the first floor, and we just literally next to the staircase. And Tam Tam hajui kushuka chini. She left the door open. And when I was giving her a tour, and I even corrected her the previous days, told her, please, ukitoka nje, make sure unafunga mlango vizuri, not once, not twice. Unafunga mlango vizuri juu mtoto hajui kutoka nje. Sawa. She left it wide open, and I was in the kitchen with Mariam cooking. So I was like, I didn't hear the door bang. I ran, and I found Tam Tam almost going down the staircase, and I was so broken. I almost like cried, because just the other week there was a TikTok going viral that a baby died because the nanny neglected, or the story is not clear, but there are other people saying that the baby fell down the staircase and hurt his head, and he suffered a trauma from the fall, and the nanny was afraid to tell the employer. So this is what caused the death. And I was like, no, I just can't. I found that video, like just scrolling through my TikTok, and now you're coming to my house, I'm correcting you time and again, like twice, and you still, I don't know whether it annoyed me. Alikuja nikamwambia, no, umeacha hivyo mlango. Si nilikwambia. Not even shouting, just saying, oh, sorry. And I was just like, no, huyu akili yake kwa absent-minded. Red flags. Another day, the third and final thing, and I was like, no, huyu sitaki. Because everything to do with Tam Tam, it was just off. First of all, you're not even like interested in Tam Tam, like playing with him or anything. You just shouted, and she used to forget herself. And a shout akwa kwa simu. She used to argue kila saa with the man, or the man, or her man. It was just a funny experience for all of us. We were all like in shock, because she was just weird. She had personal issues, which is okay. We all have issues, but when you're at a place of employment, you know how to tone down because you're living with other people. People are looking at you. People are taking notes, and mind you, may stay to like few days. So another incident, I told her Tam Tam anashindanga kingia. We are so careful with the doors in this house, especially the toilet door, the bathroom door, because sometimes ataingia, he doesn't know what is right or wrong, ataingia ashike maji. He's never done it because I'm always with him and I take care and I see to it that it never happens, you know. But sometimes it happens for some people, but to me I don't want it to happen, so I have to be very cautious. So I expect the same from you. Lock the door behind you. So this time ameacha tu choo hivyo. She used to forget. I know when you're new to a place, maybe unasahau. I correct her again and again. But what I came to realize, or what we collectively came to conclude, is that she was just all over the place. Her mind was not settled. She had a lot of issues concerning her love life. And also, so the last incident, hiyo hata ya choo ni bonus. The last incident, alichukua maji ya kettle akichemsha maji yake ya kuoga, because the shower ilikuwa imeharibika. Kwenda kuweka maji moto kwa bafu, kwa bucket, anaacha bafu hivyo. Tam Tam aliingia ndani ya bafu na maji moto iko hapo. I ran. I was in the, unajua saa, when a person is new here, I'm very very alert. I want to hear you open the door and close the door behind you. And I was like, I shouted, Sheila, umeka, okay, nimesema jina, umeka maji kwa bafu na hujafunga? Oh, every time I can't just deal with that. No, just go. No matter how clean you are or neat you are, I just want my baby to be safe. Safety, my baby's my priority is Tam Tam's safety. He's well taken care of. And yeah, another thing, imagine maji moto umetoka kuchemsha and uneka kwa bafu. That's carelessness, by the way. I'll call it, yeah, it's carelessness. The baby is a toddler. Such accidents happen. Why don't you be cautious? And I've corrected you time before, and I've told you how it's done. This baby is everywhere. Tam Tam is very curious, by the way. Very. Be careful with my son. You won't bring accidents here na ni vitu unaweza avoid. Unajua? And I've already warned you. So I was like, hapana. So hata tujakaa sana. Easter ndio hiyo imekuja on Monday. On Friday, before Easter, now on Good Friday, on Good Friday, I receive a call from a new number, and the guy introduces himself as her brother, or his brother, as her brother. The guy introduced himself as her brother, and I was like, oh, okay. And the guy told me that wamepatwa na msiba, ati nyanya yao amekufa. Now the lady's grandma ati just passed on, and well, mama alikuwa amemlea sana, ningependa sana umsaidia kuja nyumbani ndio tunafanya mazishi. Nikamuuliza mazishi itakuwa lini? Akasema hata wajui, lakini unajua Joao alilelewa na yeye, Monday anafaa kuwa amefika hapa. Nikamwambia okay, sawa. Na umeshamwambia? Akaniambia the guy also said that he got my number from now the lady who sent this lady to us. Now babes and auntie, okay, ni family but ni auntie wambali, so let us call her babes auntie Senje Josephine. Ndio atalimpatia namba yangu. And that was such a big red flag. You know why? Senje Josephine hana namba yangu, akona namba ya baba Tam Tam. So I was like, okay. And I just saw all these things and I was like, wow, at least ata ni njia nzuri mtu anajifukuza, cause I didn't want her. But I was like, why would you lie and kill your grandmother? But at the time hatukuwa tumejua, we were like 50-50. We were like, maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, cause I didn't know mtu anaweza uwa nyanyake. So we came to know that this guy is the boyfriend. When wamekuwa wakigombana, they used to argue every time. Na huyu msichana hana control. We kwenda huko kama unadhani uko na mama huko, and then akona ile accent ya Kiluya. And we all used to tunashtuka. And she used to lock herself in our second bedroom or anaenda kwa balcony, and hajui kila mtu anaweza sikia bado. And one day, the final day, aki-argue, Tam Tam's dad was in the washroom, and he was just like, this lady has a lot of anger. She's not even a good fit for us because of Tam Tam. Iyo anger anaweza tolea mtoto. She used to be so bitter. not to us, akirelate na wewe, she's just okay. But when it comes to the phone, I don't know what they used to tell, but hana hiyo control, anaiachilia tu na matusi na manini. But not to say that's what I was like afraid of, but I was just like, this one is too much to deal with. And again, who kills their grandma? So when I received that call, the lady was washing clothes. So, and the guy, before cutting the call, he requested and begged ati I finance the transport ya yeye kwenda mazishi. Nikamwambia, umetupatia hii jambo kigafla, sisi hatuna pesa. Unajua tulikuwa tunajua, but tunawaambia ni pole kwa msiba. Tafadhali tu tusaidieni, msaidie tu msichana akifika, tutamrudisha sisi, nitalipa fare kurudi. I told babe was like, no, hatulipi pesa, aende, si tutamrudisha, because we wanted to know if it's genuine. But all of us were in agreement, like, we don't want her, by the way. But the guy convinced, and I told him, okay, nitaona, nitajua, but wewe tafuta pia wewe fare. Akabeg. So after that call, I went to the washroom, because that's where we do our laundry, and I asked her, I went to the bathroom, and I asked her, unasikia nimepigiwa simu na brotherko ati nani wako amekufa. Kusema alikufa. And she was even laughing and was asking her, na ikuumi, siwachane na nguo, ungesema hata asubuhi, ungeenda utulie, nguo si lazima zifuliwe hata leo, itafulia siku nyingine. No, mimi niko sawa. Alikuwa mgonjwa. Nikamuuliza alikuwa mgonjwa ama hata si ugonjwa, alikuwa amezeeka sana, hata alikuwa kipofu. Nikamwambia, okay, poleni sana kwa msiba, unaweza tulia, si lazima ufue. Akacheka, no, mimi niko sawa, na she was very happy. I didn't know, how will you like plan with your boyfriend to like see your boyfriend, you should show his skill just to get time to go to see your boyfriend. You know, these things can be talked out, and you're a grown up, you can just like request for an off day, and if it's possible, unapatiwa off day. Like it was just so funny to me. I laughed with Mariam and I was like, wait, who can kill the nanny? But we all didn't like the anger aspect, but she was so clean. I don't know why unapata mtu wako very perfect this area anasak. Mungu atusaidie. Anyway, that has been my nanny drama. And initially I didn't want to tell you guys, because I was like, I don't have a good luck. But I'm like, one of the reasons that I created this channel, or I decided to document my journey and let you guys in, and you guys can see how I'm raising my baby, how I'm learning through this process, because this is a journey. I'm not perfect, I also have my flaws, and motherhood is interesting and it has no manual. You just fumble, learn, you know, and yeah, your baby is your biggest teacher, and I'm grateful to God for the grace. And yeah, it's been just an amazing journey raising Tam. But this nanny drama and Josie nanny, like but one thing, I wasn't even hurt. I was like, one of the things that, okay, let me tell you now how I knew that let me just finish up with this Sheila story. So we even dropped her off at the stage. I paid the fare, and we're like, bye, and then vizuri nini mchunge nini mzikane vizuri, and she was like, asante. She went on Monday. On Thursday she called and she was like, hello, tumezikana. Ukumbuke, I asked her before she left on Monday, they would already at set the burial date, and it was on Thursday. Sijui alisahau. So she called on Thursday at 2 p.m. and we asked her, and she said, hello, nimemalizana na matanga, ni fair tu nimekosa, nataka kurudi. And we laughed with babe. Like, not laugh ukitoa sauti, because she was still on call, and alikuwa amekuwa loudspeaker, and I was like telling babe, ask, because she called babe, she didn't even call me, and I'm the one who paid the fare, and I'm the one who sent her the fare kukuja. Well, you called my boyfriend because anaona yeye ndio easy, and mimi nita question, ama mimi already nishajua kweli, ama I don't know, alikuwa nadhani bado hatujaunganisha dots. Hey, she called my boyfriend and we are here. Actually, in the initial, I never wanted her to come back. So even before on Thursday, we had called Senje Josephine on Tuesday, telling her to help us look for another lady, because this one akono uongo mingi, things are not adding up. She keeps forgetting anajisema. There's so many things alisema, like remember she said that hajaifanya kazi hii ya Nanny. Another day tuko jikoni tunapika, namfundisha kupika, and anasema na kuna I used to, because she didn't have a smartphone, I gave her our iPad. I gave her our iPad. Junko anaboeka, and I'm just human, and one thing, I'm very kind. Sikujisifu, but yeah, people around me say that, and sometimes I'm taken for granted, but it's okay. So I gave her our iPad, and babe was not happy about it, but I just had to, and I talked him into it, because I was like, anaboeka, and most of the time Tamtam anatumia TV, mimi niko na smartphone, but babe ako na smartphone. So I used to give her the iPad, anatumia kila siku. So one day tulikuwa jikoni tukipika, anasema na huyo mama mwingine mwenye nifanyia kazi Kisumu alikuwa hata na yeye kaza. So I never, even with all these inconsistencies, I never like ni siku wae mwambia like nasulisema vile vingine, nasulisema. I just used to like take note in the back of my mind and tell babe and madam, and we just like laugh it off, and I'm like, wow, this one na hiyo uongo yake na asira yake, she's not a good match. So when she went home, she wanted to come back here, and already nilikuwa nishaanza kwambia Senji Josephine, because I even talked to Senji Josephine telling her all these things, and she was even like, wa huyo hata si mzuri kwa mtoto. Everyone was just against it. I told my mom, and my mom was like, we sikizi kuna mambo. Because maybe I remember when I was growing up, my mom had a total of 2 nannies, and they used to stay for like 4 years, 5 years, and walikuwa wanatoka kwetu kama mtu anaenda kuolewa, or and I wish to have the same. And it's very, very disappointing that you're just like trying to be a nice person and just trying to give your baby the best, and these unfortunate things happen. And it happens just because you're lucky you got at your first attempt. I'm happy for you, but it's not always the case. And doesn't mean people at the employers ndio wabaya. Most saa zingine ni employees ndio wabaya. I'm speaking for myself, but anyway, this has been my nanny drama, which I wasn't in the first place supposed to tell you guys, but I figured out why should I omit it. Yet I'm being honest with you guys and bringing you along my motherhood journey. Yet a nanny situation or hiring nannies is very, very, it's an integral part in this motherhood journey, and I just want to bring you guys along. Nikipata mzuri nitawaambia, nikipata mwingine mbaya nitawaambia nimemvuta. I will do this until I just find a good match for all of us, somebody who understands us, somebody we can gel well with. So yeah, that's how Sheila's story ended. She realized that tulijua kweli, and my babe told her to call me because I'm the one who deals with these issues. She never called, and I felt the urge to call her and tell her not to do that to anybody, not to kill somebody in the name of going to sort issues, na bado akienda kusort issues bado tu ili backfire. Mojolin kama alikuwa amechanganywa na ya dunia ni mengi. I'm not judging her, but it's not the kind of energy I need in my home, especially for my son, and all these inconsistencies, uongo mingi, and haujui kudanganya. I still find out, and it's in a span of less than a week. So it's just like, no, red flag. Anyway, we've come to the end of our video for today. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys have learned a thing or two. First thing that I'm taking home with me is how I'm loving this me, that I'm not compromising. So I remember when I had my second nanny, Faith, I compromised on a lot. She was never clean. I used to correct her nikachoka nikakuwa nikifanya vitu because she never gets it. I don't know if it was ignorance ama madharau. And I never wanted to let her go because I also was like, watu wataniona aje? Like I can't keep maids ama, and I was like, I was just so naive. Now even if I hire 50 ni sawa, until I just get, I've reached such a level that I don't even like really care about what people think, and not even hata maybe hakuna mtu mwenye anaweza jali. If somebody wasn't right for me, they weren't right for me, and just let them go. Don't compromise for whatever you want, because these people are just strangers. They are people that you invite into your home. They will leave, and if you find somebody who will become family and gel with you, well and good for you. But remember, these things happen, and yeah, I hope you learned a thing or two. So yeah, bye guys, love you, see you in my next video.